life lesson episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. Today's topic deals with something that we probably all know is happening to us, but we might not realize it in the moment sometimes, and that is distraction. We are a society, and especially in the Western world, we are a society of being distracted. There are so many things coming at us from so many different angles at so many different times. And it's funny because I know I get distracted easily at times. There's noises that you hear in the distance. There's obviously times where your phone is distracting you and occupying you more than it should. There are times where social media or other conversations that you might hear in restaurants or meeting areas that are distracting you. And then there's obviously the sights, right? Things that you see, the way people are dressed, those things can be distracting. And, my daughter went on a interview recently for a job. She's 16, her first job that is outside of babysitting, doing other things for people, but this is first like out in the community, in the society job. And one of the things that she pointed out in the interview was that she they noted that she kept eye contact. And this is massive in the young people today. I deal with a lot of young people in my coaching world, and it's hard for them to keep eye contact a lot of times. They don't understand the importance of that. And they're so used to be looking at their phone as they're having a conversation. And most of us find ourselves at some point looking at our phone when we're watching television or a movie. Um, and so there's so many things that are distracting us. And when we don't intentionally take the time to get those distractions out of the way and sit with ourselves, then we don't really know, I think we don't really know who we are because we're just constantly being fed other things. And we may think we know who we are, but there's so much noise going on in our mind that we never stop to allow ourselves to process what's going on. And when I say that we don't know who we are, a lot of that is we don't know how we feel. We don't know what's going on in our body. We don't know how to read our body correctly. And I talk to a lot of experts in the health field on my podcast, and a lot of them will say the same type of thing is that people are so distracted and quote busy with things that they don't know how to read what's going on in their body until something massive happens in a negative way and forces them to say, hey, you feel bad. You feel horrible. You've missed all these other small warning signs. And so now this big thing is going to happen and you're going to be forced into understanding who you are and what you feel like. So it doesn't take a lot. It takes intentional practice, intentional time to set your phone down, to set the distractions down, and sit with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people can't do that. Some people are afraid to do that because they're afraid of what they might see. And I'm not talking about looking in the mirror when you're shaving or putting makeup on because you're not making eye contact with yourself at that point. I'm talking about making eye contact with yourself in the mirror and sitting there saying, who am I? What do I want to be? Am I going on the right path? Am I doing the things that I want to do? And if not, what do I need to do to change? And you'll find, I think, that a lot of times the things that we need to do to change are cutting distractions out of our life. The things that we want to accomplish, the things that we want to do that are going to bring us joy, we know what those are. Most of us get to a point in our life where we know what those things are. We don't do them, we don't reach for them, we don't shoot for them, we don't accomplish them, we don't get on the journey towards them, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, is because we get distracted too many times. And For new moms, this is huge because obviously you've got a baby, you've got a toddler. Dads, it's the same thing, but moms take on more of the responsibility typically. And that distraction takes you away from your own self-care. And so, dads, you got to step up and help the moms out with the self-care piece because they need the downtime. We all need downtime. We all need time to decompress, to get the stress out, to evaluate where we are and are we moving the right direction. And this shouldn't be a once a year thing that happens at the beginning of the year in setting goals and priorities for, New Year's resolution type things. This should be something that we do on a regular basis, daily, weekly, monthly, to make sure that we're heading the way we want to be. Because otherwise, we'll get a decade down the road, 30 years down the road, and look back and go, I didn't get anything that I wanted to do accomplished. I got things accomplished. I got things done. I was busy, but it wasn't with what I wanted to do. And the only way to stay on that path is to constantly, regularly evaluate, am I on that path? And am I keeping the distractions away from me? And this is for anybody out there, right? This isn't just for athletes or business people or parents, or this is for everybody and in any aspect of your life. If you're in a tight relationship with somebody and you are expecting that to continue to grow and you get distracted by somebody else, guess what? That relationship's going to suffer. If you're trying to save for retirement or a large purchase like a house down payment or something like that, and you get distracted by something else, guess what? That money's not going to be there, or it's going to take longer to get, right? One of the things that you can talk to any mortgage person when you start the process of purchasing a house, and one of the things that they will tell you are, don't go buy this, don't go buy that, don't go buy this while you're going through this process because it's going to upset the apple cart and it's going to change all the numbers and it's going to disrupt everything and you may not qualify anymore. Don't get distracted by knowing what your credit report is, knowing how much money you have, don't get distracted by all those things until you buy the house, right? Like there's, as an athlete, don't get distracted by all the people that are out there watching you or, who you pass or doesn't, or who passes you during your event, right? Don't get distracted by the score. I know a lot of people at a high level, they're like, we don't pay attention to the score. We know what the score is, but we don't play the game based on the score. We play the game based on I can only be successful if the next play is successful. So I can't do anything about what the score is until I get this next play and make it successful. And when they live and play the game that way, they tend to wind up playing more successfully over the lifetime of their career. So distractions are something that is huge that we have to deal with. It's not going away. It's just going to become worse as far as the amount that's coming at us. And so you have to set up these boundaries and an understanding of what you're willing to let in and what you're willing to say, no, I can't pay attention to these things. I can't pay attention to the news. I can't pay attention to this, that, or the other thing because it's going to distract me and take up too much energy in a different area and keep me away from what I want to do. So that's the life lesson for this episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. Cut the distractions out of your life, and you're going to be a healthier person.